Now, if you watched a few weeks ago, we enjoyed a comedian on this show named Ross Bennett who talked about aging, and he made this observation.
If I do any kind of work around the house, I make two noises. I'll show you, you'll get it. Watch it. That's it, that's the whole joke.
Boy, I'll tell you, can many of us identify with that? I believe we can. I mean, it was one of the funniest, albeit sad realities of reaching that age in which aches and pains are a part of every bodily movement. I mean, it was evident that a bunch of people in our studio audience knew it all too well by the combination of gut-busting laughter and sighs of accepting that very description as a new normal for their lives. Now, to all of us who too clearly identify with the physical challenges of getting older, there are some serious upsides. Experiences of life tend to make us less excitable, and we don't panic at the first notice of a health, financial, or a personal crisis. I mean, we've got decades of perspective, and we realize that the things happening now are probably not the worst who ever happened to us. And we've lived through those, and we will live through these too. We may be a little slower in the stride, but mentally, we're better prepared to analyze our challenges and put them into a lifetime of context, usually meaning that we just shrug our shoulders and we power through. Birthdays, Christmases, and occasions like Father's Day, they don't fill us with the anticipation that we're about to receive the equivalent of the newest Star Wars toy anymore. Now, if we want it or we need it, we probably already have it. I mean, why wait for months for something that's going to sit in the closet, then get wrapped in paper, placed under an artificial tree for 2 more months, when we can have it right now and get the use of it while we're still on this side of the dirt? There you go. There is a certain level of wisdom that comes from getting bounced around and beaten up by life's challenges. It's like watching my cousin Vinny 12 times. I mean, we pretty much know what's coming next. We're prepared for it, and we still think it's funny. Identical. I mean, we've made some dumb mistakes when we were young that we pay for now, like playing our music in the 60s and 70s louder than a 4-engine jumbo jet, or drinking old-school Southern-style sweet tea that was 1 part tea and 4 parts sugar, or sitting in the sun in the summer without sunscreen, or even the awareness that it mattered. Okay, so now we're deaf, slightly diabetic, and we see the dermatologist twice a year. And we have 20 spots frozen from our face from sitting around the pool when we were 16. By gosh, we know how to sew a button on our shirt. We can boil an egg without consulting Google. And we know how to find Philippians in the Bible, and we don't call it Philippines. And we could change a tire if somehow we couldn't find our AAA card and get somebody else to do it for us. We know which fork to use. We know how to make coffee in an old-fashioned percolator. And we know how to read a paper map. And best of all, we really do know the difference between a man and a woman. Yeah. How about that? We somehow were able to get old without having helmets when we rode bicycles. We can still walk even though we fell off metal monkey bars on hard ground at the school playground at age 6. And we thought it was fun to ride behind the mosquito fogger in summer. There were some other people in our audience who did that too, right? We grew up when seatbelts were first just kind of offered, then they were suggested, and eventually they were required. But on our long car trips, man, we rode in the bed of a pickup truck and the dogs rode up in the cab. I mean, those of us who are a little slower in our walk and a little more sure in our talk, we may be ridiculed by those in their 20s and 30s, but we get the last laugh because while they're trying to figure out how to pay rent and their monthly smartphone plan, we're out spending what would have been their inheritance, doing trips and cruises, buying RVs and high-end music systems, eating in nice restaurants, and giving away more money to church than we ever thought we'd even make. So, if I say, ugh, when I move, followed by, ooh, just remember that one day, when we're gone, and you are faced with more boxes of our stuff than Joe Biden had sitting in his garage by the Corvette, It's all yours to go through and get rid of. And I say that makes us old, but a whole lot smarter than you thought we were. Yeah. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I hope you will now. The button is just below this video, and there's a little bell next to it. If you click on those, YouTube will reluctantly start letting you know when we've got a new video uploaded.